Hi, I'm Madison, and I'm going to be doing my DIY lava lamp for chemistry. So what we're going to use for this lab is a glass jar, which I just have a mason jar here. We're going to use water, vegetable oil, food coloring, Alka-Seltzer, tablets, and that's it. So we're going to see what kind of reaction we have and try and get one going. So just to start, I'm going to talk about what's actually in the Alka-Seltzer tablets. So Alka-Seltzer has citric acid and sodium bicarbonate, which those are going to be what's our reactant. And I do know that the sodium bicarbonate is going to react with the water. So that should give us our reaction, and we'll talk more about that when it goes. So I'm going to fill it like a quarter of the way, a little less than that, with water. And then we're going to fill it up with vegetable oil. And I want to leave plenty of room on top just because we're going to get a bubble reaction. I just don't know how big of one, and I don't want any surprise spills. So I filled it about a quarter of the way with water and then about another 2/4 of the way with vegetable oil. And we do know that the vegetable oil and the water, they're not going to mix. Vegetable oil is more dense than water, so it's going to float while water sinks. I'm going to get some food coloring. I think for this one we're going to do turquoise. We're just going to pour a bunch of it in. So if you can see, those are just sinking down. I always think it's kind of cool to put in food coloring with vegetable oil, just because it's heavier than the vegetable oil, so it does sink, but it also doesn't sink enough to mix with the water, so it just kind of like stays in its form, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, so Alka-Seltzer tablets, they're kind of big, surprisingly. So I'm gonna break it up and do it in fourths, just because I don't know how much of a reaction I'm gonna get yet, and I don't want to make a mess. So we're gonna break our tablet up into fourths and do it one at a time. So here's the first one. Oh, the water is mixing with water. Okay, so I have about 3/4 of it in, and there it's starting to go. Put it all in. Okay, so the Alka-Seltzer tablet mixes, it's reacting with the water. So the sodium bicarbonate is mixing with the water, or not mixing, it's reacting with the water. And that's what causes our reaction. So once it reacts with the water, it's releasing carbon dioxide, which is where we're getting our fizz that's floating up to the top. And with that, it's creating the bubbles, and it's mixing with the food coloring to kind of give us that lava lamp effect. Let's put some more tablets in there. So the reaction that's happening is a reaction between water, sodium bicarbonate, and the citric acid. So like I was just saying, the sodium bicarbonate is what's actually giving us our reaction with the water. And like the food coloring, the oil, yeah, so that kind of, the food coloring and the oil, they act as like a base, so we can see the reaction happening, which is what gives us the lava lamp effect, which is kind of fun. I think these are fun to do. So it's kind of a fun way to, it's like a little fun experiment, but it's also, you're learning something with it. So there's my lava lamp.